Hi, I'm John, the IT director for the campaign, which means I'm in charge of all things technical, including the website, the back-end databases that we're using, email newsletters, and the social media channels that we've set up to keep in touch with all of the volunteers and Jack's fans. What I've been able to do is leverage the latest cloud-based technologies and open source software in order to create a web presence for low cost and high flexibility. The backend uses a free open source content management system, and what that means is it allows other people in the campaign without traditional webmaster skills to be able to update the site and keep the content fresh and vibrant. The contact form on the website is linked to a cloud-based customer relationship management system, which is a database that allows us to keep track of everybody who's interested in the campaign and stay in contact with them through an email newsletter system that, again, is very low cost and easy to use. Really, the biggest advantage of social media is leverage. And here's what I mean by leverage. Let's say somebody goes to your website and they sign up for your email newsletter, right? That's essentially a one-on-one transaction between you and the person signing up for your newsletter. Now, let's compare that, for example, to somebody becoming a fan of your Facebook page. When they become a fan, then all 100, 500, 2,000 of their friends see you become a fan. Or as another example, let's say you send out an update on Twitter about an event that you're going to be attending, and then that update gets retweeted by 4 or 5 people. Maybe those 4 or 5 people have a grand total of 10,000 followers. That's what I mean by leverage. That one update that you send or that one action by one of your fans gets leveraged into thousands and thousands of sets of eyeballs seeing that information and maybe even taking action on it in terms of going to visit your website or joining your fan page or even attending an event that you're going to be speaking at. One of the lessons we learned from the Scott Brown campaign was how important it is to lay a solid foundation in social media. If you look at their web traffic statistics, for example, they sort of went along at a very steady pace for a long period of time, and then eventually they hit a tipping point and their web traffic skyrocketed, the number of fan pages, number of fans they had on their Facebook page went through the roof. And the way that you achieve that, the way that you get yourself ready for that, is to lay a solid foundation. And you need to do that by just what I call being authentic, relentless, and everywhere. You need to be present on those channels. You need to be relentless in constantly putting content out there that's interesting and that keeps people engaged. Otherwise, they'll either sort of wander away because you're not holding their attention, or when new people are introduced to the campaign, if they go and they look at those channels, if they look at your blog or if they look at your fan page and they see that there haven't been any updates for a month, they're not going to bother to become a fan because they're not going to get anything out of it. So even if you're not seeing huge returns as you're getting engaged in the early stages of these social media channels, it's really important that you stick to it and keep generating that content and make sure that you're prepared when and if that tipping point does occur. We saw a big uptick in traffic when the television commercials aired, and that's a good thing. But I look at television commercials as sort of like an explosion. They're very powerful, but they're also very short in duration. When you compare that to more of the constant flow of content that you get on social media, it allows for two things. First of all, you keep people engaged over a longer period of time, and you build up traffic and you build up sort of an online persona over time. It's a lot like the Road to Concord show that we're doing. Because that's an online show, it's going to allow people to learn about it online, to be able to share, to be able to talk about it and comment on it, and we hope that it creates a conversation online more so than just being a show that people can watch.